Hi Cyberfest, happy St Patrick's Day. Welcome to Bullhouse Brewery here in Belfast, Northern Ireland. So we have done some work with Beer 52 before, so you might have tried road tripping last year, but this year we've got some very special beer for you in your box this evening. I'll just tell you a bit about the brewery first. So I'm Willie May and I started the brewery back in 2016 on our family farm up in Newtonards, just outside Belfast, which is actually where the name Bullhouse comes from. So we started in an old bull pen on the farm, but we've gradually expanded since then. There's now 4 of us involved in the brewery. So there's Mick, James and Johnny who've all been involved in producing the beer that you've got in front of you tonight. We have been kind of reaping the benefits of what's been a pretty terrible year for everybody in terms of COVID, because we launched an online shop and we've been able to expand the business quite well, and we moved to new premises there in September 2020, and we've now got a load of new tanks which you can see behind me. So we're now producing about 3,000 litres a week, and these are all brewed and packaged on site. So we've got our own fully automated canning machine. So we started with a 500 litre system built out of dairy tanks. We gradually expanded that to a 1,000 litre system, which we sourced dairy tanks from around the island of Ireland. So our mash tun came from a dairy farm in Cork. We have a tank from Kilkenny and other tanks from County Down. We haven't upgraded our brew house since we've moved premises, but we are still brewing on our old 1,000 litre dairy tank brew kit. But we have got these lovely shiny new fermenters and packaging equipment. So we've been really happy with the beers we've been producing in the new brewery. So we've still got a pretty rudimentary setup here down in our brew house. We've got old dairy tanks that came from farms around Ireland. Part of the reason for moving the brewery into Belfast away from the farm was to be able to bring people here, showcase our production facility and host regular tap rooms. So that's something we'll probably touch on later in the video, but in terms of what we can and can't do in Northern Ireland and what we've been campaigning for since 2016, in terms of being able to sell directly to the public. But we've been lucky in that we've been able to do a few events in between lockdowns at the end of 2020. Obviously since Christmas it's been full lockdown, so we're looking forward to being able to open up the brewery again and bring members of the public in once the restrictions have eased a bit. So if you're ever in Belfast and you want to find something to do, give us a look up on Google, and you'll see that we'll have regular events every month. Here at Bullhouse we take our commitment to the environment really seriously. So we have invested heavily in purchasing uni tanks, which have eliminated our need for tank-to-tank transfers, which reduces our CO2 impact quite a lot. We don't have to move our beer from one tank to another tank to carbonate and package, so we do everything in the one tank. At the end of fermentation we cap our tanks and let them carbonate naturally without needing additional carbon dioxide. We believe that also helps trap the aroma and flavours in the beer that we've spent so much effort to put in the beer in the first place. So for our hoppy beers, you'll notice that the aroma comes through a lot better than it would if we had to do tank-to-tank transfers and we had to carbonate using CO2. So we moved from a 500 square foot shed on a farm to a 6,000 square foot production facility, which obviously gives us a lot of space for doing events. So during COVID, when it's been table service only, we can fit about 130 people in. So obviously once the restrictions have been lifted, we'll be able to fit about 200 in a night, which is great for showcasing our brand, and also great for the people that are into craft beer in Belfast for another venue for them to visit. Well, hopefully you've received your box with your, if everything's gone to plan, you should have your can of mango and passionfruit sour from ourselves. It's 4.5%, brewed specially for this occasion. We brewed it a couple of years ago or last year, but we decided to bring it back for St. Patrick's Day special. So it's last year it was 5.5%. We reduced it down to 4.5% just to keep it a bit smoother and a bit lighter, easier to drink and crush basically. So it's a sour fermented as normal, kind of clean malt bill, Berliner Weiss style essentially, with soured on our house lactobacillus strain, and nice and clean, nothing too funky going on. Just drop the pH down to about 3.2 before boiling and during our kettle souring process. So we added a load of mango and passion fruit. So it was actually our mango supplier is based in Scotland, our fruit puree supplier, and after Brexit it's been a real nightmare. So we had a deadline to try and get the beer brewed and get the hops added. So we add the hops during fermentation to make sure everything ferments out and we don't get any exploding cans, which would be a disaster. But post Brexit, getting any food products from GB to Northern Ireland is proving a real difficulty. So normally it would cost us 70 quid to get a pallet across. It costs us over 200 quid to get the pallet of puree across, but hopefully it's worth it for this beer. You can tell from pouring it the bright yellow colour, the vibrancy of the amount of fruit that's in the beer, 100 grams per litre. So yeah, hope you enjoy it as much as we've enjoyed making it, and you'll see the head disappear quite quickly. That's just due to the low pH. But yeah, enjoy your beer, and we'll enjoy getting your feedback. Cheers.